All right. By the light of my phone, let's make some predictions for tonight. No, that goes badly. I remember last year I was trying to make predictions. I have days of predictions, and they were just... It was a nightmare because predicting games is so hard. That being said, tonight the Golden Knights are playing the Bruins. So Boston's had this this bad habit this year of playing down to teams. Now, I'm not saying that Vegas hasn't had a good start and Vegas has been a good team, because Vegas has been a good team with a good start. So I'm not trying to say either that they're not a good team, they're not, whatever. But legacy's in net, or Legacy as I heard it pronounced on Sportsnet yesterday. I'm like, wait, seriously? Yeah, okay, all right, well, just Legacy, I guess. Boston needs to take advantage of this, and yet they likely won't. It's just, there's this feeling I have like, okay, they lost to Colorado twice. They lost to Vegas once already. Yeah, they'll lose to Vegas again. There's this feeling I have that that's what's going to happen. And I guess we'll find out if I'm right or not. But look at their records. Vegas is 8-3. Boston's 4-3-3, meaning they're 4-6. They've only won 4 out of 10. And when you've got losses against Colorado twice, you've got a loss against Vegas, you've got losses that really probably should have at least been more than what they were. Doesn't leave me with a good feeling. Islanders are in Washington against the Capitals. So the Islanders are 7-4-1. Capitals are 5-6-1. This would be a good opportunity. This would be a good opportunity for the Islanders to pile on. The Capitals are going through an identity crisis. And the Islanders are trying to prove that they're legit this year. They're going to make a push for the playoffs. That last year where they got close and they missed, they're not doing that this year. This is one of those games you got to win. You got to go into Washington. You got to beat them. So we'll see what happens, but it'll be an interesting one for sure. Detroit's in Ottawa against the Senators. The Senators have been a surprise to some in terms of them being in the playoff picture. But again, they're the best of all teams in the league in terms of being glass half full, half empty. Half full, hey, they've only got 2 regulation losses. Half empty, they got 5 wins and 12. We'll see what happens tonight. This will be interesting because the Detroit Red Wings look ripe to get knocked off by Ottawa, right? We'll see. The Rangers. So the New York Rangers have sort of given life to their season. And it's still early in the year. 13 games in, they're 3 games below 500. And now they're in Tampa. So if the Rangers are really going to make a splash, and if they're really going to get back in that conversation, tonight's a good night to do it. They're in Tampa. This is a really good chance for them to make a statement and get back into the conversation in terms of playoff teams. And okay, it'll get Vigneault out of the conversation in terms of being fired, which will upset some Ranger fans, but again, we'll see. If they can slow down Stamkos and Kucherov, they have a chance. But we'll see. The Rangers' goaltending still makes me nervous. The Blue Jackets, Columbus, they're in Florida. So, again, this is a have team in Columbus coming into Florida against a team that's, kind of a have-not team that's been struggling. It's Florida's chance to make sure that they don't slide further, and it's Columbus's chance to take advantage of a weaker team and get closer to the top in the NHL. I do believe Columbus is for real, and I do think that Florida's struggles are for real. I am well aware that Florida has not got the scoring issue this year that they had in previous seasons. Dadonov and Huberdeau being the obvious leaders on that team, but now it's goaltending letting them down. So for years and years and years, it's been Florida's goaltending's great and they can't buy a goal, and now it's kind of flipped. Oh, Philly. They lose last night in Chicago, and now they're in St. Louis. The hard luck team in the NHL, the the Rodney Dangerfield of today's NHL has got to be Philly. Tonight is well, on the upside, it is a gaudy record that's being sported by the Blues. They do have a 10-2-1 record. And while I think they've been playing very well and they're a very good team, I don't know that they're that good, that anybody's that good, really. I could see both 10-2-1 teams losing tonight, actually. I could see both Tampa... Well, is Tampa 10-2-1? I should verify this before I send this out over the interwebs. Yeah, they're both 10-2-1. I'm right. Just trust yourself, Shannon. Trust yourself once in a while. St. Louis being home against Philly, this is a game that I'm sure St. Louis would look at the records, and just based on records, you'd say, well, we should beat Philly. Philly's playing really well. It's getting so hard to say this because they're losing all the time, and it's getting harder and harder for me to go, the hell with it. But they are playing well, and it's not, it'll get better. It has to get better, right? Okay. Wow, Montreal's in Minnesota. So Minnesota being a team that's been injured a lot this year and been dealing with that quite a bit. Montreal dealing with a lot of expectations that they haven't met yet. This could be a really good game. Starts at 5 o'clock my time. I work till 5:30 tonight, so I should be home by 6. I should be able to see a lot of this game. That would be actually a lot of fun to watch, because it's a matchup between two teams that figured to be in the playoff picture this year, and right now they're not. Now, Minnie hasn't played as many games, which is kind of a blessing when you're dealing with so many injury problems and you're not playing as many games. So there's less chance of more guys getting hurt, and you have less games to worry about until guys get back. But we'll see. And for Montreal, it's just, keep that offense going. Take the pressure off Carey Price for a change. Dallas is in Winnipeg. Dallas played well in Vancouver. Dallas has played well on this road trip. Winnipeg's going to be a nice test. Winnipeg's got a lot of guns. Scheifele and Wheeler leading the way for them right now. And that's the way it's going to be for a while. I understand that people are concerned with Laine being off to a little slow start, and I'll discuss that in another video later today. I'm not concerned. A guy with that much talent, he'll figure it out. If he has a bad year, he has a bad year, but he'll figure it out. The only thing a bad year does is it lowers his asking price when he's a restricted free agent after year 3. So that's all that does. I would be very surprised if Winnipeg doesn't win that game tonight against Dallas. Very surprised. Dallas, and I know Dallas is playing well, but Winnipeg is just... They've had points in 5 straight games, and they've looked good in 5 straight games. And I think Winnipeg's finally getting on a roll. Carolina's in Colorado. So the matchup between the natural disasters, the Hurricanes and the Avalanche. And one was expected to get better and make the playoffs, and it wasn't Colorado. It was Carolina. So what we're left with is a choice between a team that's likely underachieved and a team that's likely overachieved. I honestly think Carolina probably wins this one. I think if Colorado can stay 500 for the season, we can all qualify it as a successful season, and Colorado fans don't have to hide their faces in public anymore. It's small steps, and if they're a 500 team, they will fall out of the playoff race, and I believe that trade of Duchesne will finally happen, when that happens. It should happen soon. His scoring at the start of the year is kind of dried up too, so by all means, now would be a good time. Other guys have started stepping up. McKinnon has looked really good lately, so now would be a good time. Pittsburgh's in Calgary. So Pittsburgh's coming off of a big win, which means that by their tradition this season, when they have a big win, they'll just play like crap the next game. So I would expect the Flames to win this game. And I don't mean any disrespect to the Penguins, but I expect the Flames to win that game. The Flames have been so hard to figure out. or not the Flames have been hard to figure out. The Penguins have been so hard to figure out. They're not playing well. So if you're, I saw a comment last night where a Penguins fan said it just doesn't feel to me like they're playing well despite their record. You're not alone, and I'm sure Flyers fans are like, yeah, they're not playing well. We're playing better than they are, and look at our record. It's just not fair. It's just the hockey gods. The hockey gods. So the Coyotes are home. They have a nice record if you like the number 1. They're 1-11-1. And that's the only thing to like about that record is the ones. Unless you just hate Arizona. I don't know that many people that do right now, which is a shame. And the reason why is this. A team is hated when they're really successful. A team is hated when they're really controversial. Arizona's neither. The only controversy with Arizona stems from their off-ice drama with money, with their attendance. That's the drama with Arizona. There hasn't been a whole lot of drama on the ice, unless you count bringing in Wedgwood for Demang to be controversy. Ronta's been hurt most of the year, which is upsetting because I wanted to see what Antti Ronta could do as a starter. And he's missed so many games now that even if he starts, he'll start, what, probably 40 games from here. If he came back right now, he'd start, what, 40 games? And then people would still say, well, he hasn't proven himself as a starter. So, you know, people like me, for instance. Yeah, I know that. It's probably exactly what would happen. And they're at home against Buffalo. So this is an opportunity for the Coyotes. If you want to win a game, you win it against Buffalo. The Sabres are frustrated with their season. Jack Eichel, you know, has been very, very vocal, and it's been very clear when they lose games that he's frustrated. You can see it. You don't even need to ask him. Just look at broken sticks. Look at his reaction when they lose. He is tired of losing. He's only in year 3. I don't know. The funny thing is, of course, he re-signed there for another 35 years, so he's not going anywhere. So if you don't like losing, instead of breaking your stick, you're going to have to figure something out to fix it. Maple Leafs are in LA. So Toronto, who passed the LA Kings test at home, now get to try the LA Kings test on the road. And while I'm a big supporter of what the Leafs are doing in terms of Matthews has been great, and I think Marner's started to pick it up the last few games, and they have absolutely got better compared to that horrible season a couple years ago, especially. The Kings are going to be tough. If the Leafs can walk out of there with a point, it's a win. The Kings are going to be tough, and they want to prove they're the best team in the league, and Toronto's a good test for that. Absolutely. I know Toronto's record over the last 5 games hasn't been awe-inspiring, but they're still one of the best teams in the league, and if Freddie Anderson's rounding into form, and if Curtis McElhinney can play really well as a backup, and he can, he's done it before, as long as that goaltending is strong for them, the rest of the team will feed on that, and they'll score a lot of goals. So we'll see what happens. Let me know who you like tonight and who you don't like. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Yes, I'm still fighting a cold. I'm in that runny nose, sneezing phase of things. So if I do videos later, if there's a lot of jumps, it's because I had to pause things for sneezing. And yeah, tons of fun. But it does mean, it's one of those things where I'm at that stage in the cold where you feel better, but you look worse. So everybody's like, oh man, you're sick. Oh, stay away from me. It's like, dude, I was so much worse a couple days ago when you were talking to me. So, you know, whatever. I looked better, but I felt worse, and now I look better. I feel better, and I look worse. So, it's life. It's the way things work, and we're in that part of the year where these things become more common. So, thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Again, I work today, so I won't be on doing videos until later today. I might do a live stream. I haven't decided yet. But thank you very much for your support. You guys being out there makes it worth being in here. And I'll talk to you again soon.